On Monday morning, Pia Pickle woke up to a bright spring day. After breakfast, she put on her school shirt and tie, her skirt and backpack, her socks and hat. "Now where are my shoes?" she asked herself. She looked here, she looked there, but she couldn't find them anywhere. "Oops-a-daisy," she sighed. "Who needs leather shoes anyway?" Pia Pickle found 2 cardboard boxes and slipped her feet inside. "This will work," and she began her walk to school. Once entering the school grounds, Pia Pickle's feet were aching terribly. She had felt the rocky ground beneath her, while the sharp sticks had torn holes in the cardboard boxes covering her feet. She was extremely jealous of all the other children with their comfortable leather school shoes. The leather was resistant to tearing and punches, unlike the weak and ripped cardboard. In science, Pia Pickle dropped a heavy textbook onto her feet. "Ow!" she screamed from the stabbing pain in her toes. If only she had her leather shoes with their high tensile strength and resistance to flexing. During lunch, Pia Pickle shivered as her feet were extremely cold. Her cardboard shoes were destroyed. She had never wanted her leather shoes with their ability to insulate heat as much as today. Walking home from school, Pia Pickle accidentally stepped in a big puddle. Her cardboard shoes were drenched and her socks were saturated. This never would have happened if she had her waterproof leather shoes. On Tuesday, Pia Pickle woke up to the sound of thunder and pouring rain. After brushing her hair, she put on her shirt and tie, her skirt and backpack, her socks and hat. "Now where is my raincoat?" she asked herself. She looked here, she looked there, but she couldn't find it anywhere. "Oops-a-daisy," she sighed. "Who needs a raincoat anyway?" And she began her walk to school. Once entering the school, she was covered in goosebumps as water dripped from her nose. Pia Pickle wished she had a plastic raincoat. She would not be suffering right now, as it is completely waterproof and has a great thermal insulating capacity. In maths, Pia Pickle struggled to write, as her clothes were very heavy from the water. If only she had her raincoat. It is very lightweight and does not absorb any water. Walking home from school, Pia Pickle was embarrassed to find that her clothes had become transparent and everyone could see her singlet. She folded her arms and sprinted home in hope that no one will stare. Pia Pickle must find that raincoat because it is flexible and resistant to breakage. On Wednesday morning, Pia Pickle woke up to howling winds and freezing temperatures. After packing her lunch, she put on her school shirt and tie, her skirt and backpack, her socks and hat. "Now where is my woolen jumper?" she asked herself. She looked here, she looked there, but she couldn't find it anywhere. "Oops-a-daisy," she sighed. "Who needs a woolen jumper anyway?" And she began her walk to school. Once entering the school grounds, Pia Pickle was shaking from the cold winds. Her lips had turned blue and she could barely feel her legs. She watched all the other children running around happily in their coats and woolly jumpers. Her outfit was nowhere near as warm, as woolen jumpers have fantastic heat conductivity and permit the body to retain its normal temperature. In drama, Pia Pickle was restricted in her movements. If only she had her woolen jumper. This has great elasticity and thus cannot be easily torn under tension and contributes to free body movements. Walking home from school, Pia Pickle dropped her drink bottle and spilled water all over her front. Now this wouldn't have been an issue if she had worn her woolen jumper, as its surface is water repellent. On Thursday morning, Pia Pickle woke up to the harmony of chirping birds and the shining sun. After brushing her teeth, she put on her school shirt and tie, her skirt and backpack, her socks and hat. I refuse to lose anything today, she told herself. So she looked here, she looked there, she looked everywhere. Ups-a-daisy, she sighed, as she pulled out her leather shoes, her plastic raincoat, and woolen jumper from under her bed. She danced a little jig as she slithered into her school shoes, packed her raincoat, and slipped into her woolen jumper. Pia Pickles smiled. Today should be a great day.